It's your boy Bobby Beast here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is who killed Malcolm X. This is something that is currently on Netflix that you need to watch. When it comes to Netflix, Netflix tells a lot of truth. Netflix speaks a lot of things, so you know whenever they're doing like a documentary, they're really putting an effort on it. They're not just sitting there just to say, okay, let's just go ahead and make something. They're actually putting the effort in it. And what I mean by that is basically they're trying to find out the truth behind who really killed Malcolm X. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not very hard to put together. I'm not trying to hurt the show whatsoever, but when the pieces come together, you're going to find out basically that Malcolm was killed by a organization. He was killed, I want to say, by the CIA, or he was killed by some very high officials. You got to understand something. Malcolm X was a person who pretty much he spoke truth. He spoke differently from King. I've talked about this. I said that Malcolm was speaking what you needed to hear, and that King was talking about some stuff that is conditioning you. Basically talking about what? Suffer in peace. There's no way in the world you can suffer in peace. And not only that, we've been suffering in peace for so many years. And the thing is with Malcolm was telling the truth. Pretty much, if you shoot me, I shoot you. If you fight me, I fight you. You disrespect me, I disrespect you. I'm going to treat you like you treat me. And even in the scripture, it says, do unto others as they do unto you, or you treat people like you want to be treated. And that's pretty much how it really goes. Malcolm was telling a lot of truth. Now, when it comes down to it, you should check this documentary out. It is very good. I like it. I'm sitting up here and I'm just, I'm just looking at it. And I think it's something that you should definitely look at. It's Black History Month. And for me, it's not just Black History Month. My Black history is all year round, every year, and I live that. What I'm trying to say when it comes down to it is basically, you should definitely check out Malcolm X. When Malcolm went down, that was truly a king going down. That was a king that went down. And not only did he went down in front of his family. He went down in front of his family. He went down in front of his supporters. He was in a situation, for those of you that don't know, he rose up and became Malcolm X. He went with the Nation of Islam. They taught him to be the man he is. He took in the knowledge. He took in the stuff, basically of Elijah Muhammad, and he was really the face of the Nation of Islam, even though Elijah Muhammad was the leader of the Nation of Islam. And he went on, and he had this disruption. He had this conflict with the Nation of Islam, and the reason why was because he found out that Elijah Muhammad was messing around with different people. Like, he was messing with young girls, having children, and things of that nature, and he did not like the man for that, because basically he was respecting marriage. Malcolm was the type that he respect marriage. He was not the type to be like messing around with other chicks, and not messing around with young girls either. So it was a situation where, he went after him, and then the Elijah Muhammad and him, they did not like each other anymore. Basically, if your hero does something that hurts you, you're going to say, you know what I'm saying? You're going to back away. Now, Malcolm, what can I say about Malcolm? Malcolm was so smart. You got to understand something. When someone becomes smart, they're not just going to sit there and just be smart with that, just sit on one thing. They're going to learn more. Malcolm went and found out that black people were the Hebrew people. He found out that black people came to America, and we pretty much were the Hebrew people in those scriptures. It's what he found out, and that's what made him broke away. The thing is, when he broke away, the Nation of Islam was going against him. Basically, this is what I'm going to say here. When he died, it was a setup. They wanted it to look like he was being killed by the Nation of Islam, but he wasn't. He was killed by a high organization. And I want to say that it was the CIA. A lot of things point to the CIA doing that. So if I'm putting you against, if your organization is going against you, and you know that, and people are like, oh man, this is tough. You know what I'm saying? If I can come in and shoot, and you will not know anything about it. They're going to think it's your organization. So basically, when it comes down to it, I think Malcolm X was killed by them. And I think that, like I said, he shouldn't have died the way he did. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just pretty much speaking the truth. And the thing is, when you speak the truth, a lot of people come at you. I'm telling you. I am telling you. People do not like when you speak the truth. But when it comes down to it, it is what it is. That's life. Brother Malcolm died like a king, as far as I'm aware. He will stand strong. And the thing is, he was speaking messages that were meant for the future. Where King did what he did and made black people the way they are, made us the way we are, peaceful and just so weak. Malcolm was there preaching the same thing. Not the same thing, but preaching at the same time, but different message, the message that they needed to hear. And they chose Martin Luther King. Not a lot of black people chose Martin Luther King, but the white folks chose Martin Luther King. And not only that, they play Martin Luther King over and over again. The thing is, Martin Luther King is programming. That's what he really is. But that pretty much is going away, because what Malcolm says is coming here a lot more. A lot of it's being spoken and being said right now. So that's basically what's happening there. But I just want to say to you all that it's your boy Bobby Beast here. I just want to say much love, much respect. Go right ahead and check out this documentary.